Hey guys, welcome back. We're back with some more Disney Infinity under construction, and we're going to do some more work on Destruction Floor 2. Disney servers aren't working. How about that? Oh, wrong button. Dadgummit, I do that. Gotta be honest, I haven't been in the hub in a month and a half. Probably. Maybe more. Been playing more and more of the Killing Floor 2, just trying to absorb some of the architecture in their maps and stuff like that so I can wrap this one up. And I think now I've got a pretty good idea where I'm going to finish this with. And again, most of the toy boxes that I'll be building from here on out are going to be pretty simplified. I'm not going to put any heavy work and extraordinary logic into it, because when you can't share it, it just kind of takes the desire away to build at that level anymore. But it doesn't mean you can't build simple things and still have a whole bunch of fun with them. So, by the way, we are at 98 last count on our community, which is on the PlayStation Network community page called Infinity Ever After. So if you're not already a member of that, please come on out and join us. This is the first time I've seen the fly-in on this thing, and I gotta admit, I'm loving it, knowing how much is going on underneath. And once we decorate the upper part, it's gonna look so much nicer.
Han Solo, Captain of the Millennium Falcon.
I know who you are.
You found me.
Don't go that way. I think we're going to do the work on the outer upper parts here this time around. We did put the road down. We do have a sidewalk going around. Voila. Oh, that's right. I was having a problem with this guy getting stuck. Oh, wow. Looks like it's still an issue. No, that's good now. So there's that. And I guess we'll just put a couple of those around just to... Oh, we got that stupid pipe there. Oh. We're getting rid of the pipe. Replace it with the floral arrangements, and I kind of have to... Well, I know what I can do. I can just flip the benches to the other side. How did I know that was going to happen? Just put the benches on this side here. And then we can do the same thing over there. And I'm trying to remember. I think that was the Skellington. 'Cause, 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 ' See you in a second. Yep. So there's that. It's really being a pain when it comes to that piece. And the side, we're not going to mess with that as much. Alright, let's go into plants. Boom. Got that. Looks good there. Okay. And as I said, I don't think that's where we're going to spawn in either. I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more probably in this section here. Oops. Like so. And while I'm thinking about it, we'll turn that invisible. I'm going to leave it towards the back. And let's take a look at what else we've got. I don't think the set pieces are going to offer me anything else. No. So we're going to look at our buildings. I did figure out a couple of things that I wanted to add to the underground part to keep that subway feel going on down there. Nothing there. And almost positive we're not going to find anything of use in this category. It's all pretty much castles and that kind of thing, and I'm looking for more of a older style building. It's all Star Wars and space theme. This is all going to be countrified. I don't think I can make this work. Nah, it's just not going to happen. I don't see it. Well, now, wait a minute. Maybe I was being a little hasty. I can definitely make some of this work. What is this here? Rock base. Can't have a door up there. That's not going to work too well. But that works. All right. Go with that for there. And maybe, let me see what this has got going on here. It's got an oddly placed door. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Surprisingly, this actually does have the feel of what I was trying to accomplish. I didn't really think I was going to find anything in this section. But look what happens. Got that there, and Gotta bring this back to the rear corner of the map, I think. Oops. And now, I might throw one more building over there in a second. I think we'll go on this side of the street now and start working on these guys. It actually looks a little bit like Wreck-It Ralph, the apartment complex here. I'm drawing a blank on the name. Okay, we got all that set up. Now let's just put some touches here. Figure out what we want to do with this. Wonder if you can change the color on these. Some of them you can. That one you can't. Wonder if you can on this, because it shows it red. Well, is it red? Could be the lighting though. I feel like this should be over here somewhere. Maybe instead of those. Let's see how this is going to look. No, not too good because I was not too attached to in that scenario. And that'll be the same problem over here, so kind of liked it, but this I might be able to get away with over here. Kind of has a little France thing going on, doesn't it? There we go. We can do something like that. And then we can box it out in a minute here. We still got to work on this section here as well, so... Oh yeah, I had to remove all those. I gotta put those back in as well. See if we can find the rest of those facades. I think it's in this section, that's why. Damn, went the long way, didn't we? Did I miss it? Or was it here and I missed it? Let's do it this way. I think I still have one down here. Yes. Can I borrow you for a moment? I feel like I just went through there. How come I didn't see it when I went through there? We'll have to close up those gaps as well. But that's alright. We're just gonna box that out. Nope, don't like that. to our wood blocks for a moment. And on this one we are going to change up the... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Change up the texture to, I think, a regular concrete red brick. See how that looks from the front. Yeah, I like that better. Kind of matches the rest of it there. We can do a few different things at this point. I think what I'm going to do is probably go with some more of these guys, though. Mostly for time. Oop, my bad. I want to mix them up so they don't all look the same. Just block this off with something. I don't know what yet, but something. We got more gaps here to fill. In this case, I think we'll go with our wood blocks. Oops, there we go, with our wall. I was afraid of that's going to be too high, so we have to use the little guys. It's twice. That's going to plug the holes pretty well. I think what we can do is change that one out. Yeah, why not? Aye. These are the ones that you can usually snap tight a little bit faster into place if you don't go too quick. We're going to come over here. I'm going to change that to that. Okay. Now we're also going to want to block This back section here, I'm not going to use this for too much. I might put some trees and things back there to fill it out, but so far as having players head back in that direction, that shouldn't be happening. Although there's so much back here. That's wide open. Yeah, you know what, I got the solution. It is so simple. Do I even need this? I gotta admit, I kind of like the way it looks sitting back there a little bit. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, I've got this. I've got this. I think I'm actually done with this guy. We can say goodbye to him. And maybe we start putting some of these street posts, light posts down. Amazes me how difficult it is to pick up that little plant piece. But I don't see that I can move him anyway, so... some other styles. Grab one of these dudes. Okay, I'm going to probably use a different one on that side. Let's see where we can go with them on this side. I like the orange glow you get from those lamps. It looks good. starting to come together. Wish there were half-step motions that you could put these in. Get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Still trying to figure out what I want to put, excuse me, up in this upper deck area to fill it out. I'm still thinking about a couple of possibilities. Get a look at how this is turning out so far. I haven't really had a look at it from the ground level yet. Oh man, that clock looks amazing back there like that. Gonna fill that in. Much better. Definitely coming along. Alright, so I was mentioning I got to do a little bit more down here. I'm loving that fountain effect now because you get that sound effect of the water, which I kind of wanted something like that going on down here anyway, so now we're good. And as I recall, there was a whole section here that I still hadn't gotten around to yet, so we'll do that as well. And what we got here? Opportunity. Let's see. We got to go to the buildings. And I think it'll be this set here. I hope we can find some that are shorter. Alright, we got at least one. I was hoping there'd be a couple that might be a little shorter. I guess we're just going to go with the same facades that we did on the other side. I just figured out what's going to go up here. So I've been debating on that. Now I guess the debate is over. This side I don't have to worry about because it's wedged in. But I will do it also on this one. Not entirely thrilled with that, but for for as little as you'll actually ever see it or be in that area, it will work. Alright, let's get up here. Where was I? I'll throw this one towards the back more. And these guys here. could drop a wood block in the middle or something, but I think I'm just going to leave it open air the way it is. Can you even fit in there? Oh, won't let you in, which is good for me. That was my only concern. Alright, let's get some trees going here. Block the that'd be way too busy. Gotta say, I'm actually liking the way this thing's turning out. which are wood blocks. You won't be able to get back that far, so I'm not worried about it. Alright, let's start placing some of this. I was thinking about using this, and now I've got some ideas. So I'm not going to let the players go beyond about this point anyway. So you don't see the behind-the-scenes stuff that doesn't really exist. see something. Just gonna start getting rid of the rest of this stuff. Yeah, I've got all I need in that. I'm just gonna fill this corner out a little bit more. And then we will be good to start the logic. Yeah, I was kind of thinking. See, that one building there seems like it needs to be more three-dimensional. You can get away with the other ones and thinking that they're flat top, but with this guy, that simply doesn't work. So And then we got that piece in there that's screwing things up, although, yeah, no. I was thinking maybe by putting this in there I don't need it. But instead, I think what I can do is just go with some let's see. Now you can still see through it. So we'll fix that part up, and then from there it does have the 3D effect that I want, so win-win. Alright. Gotta take this out. Out. Place that in. Get to our wood block. And voila. The only thing now is, do I want to go with that, or do I want to go with the red brick? And I think the red brick is going to win out. Yeah, it's definitely a better match. And then from back here, the building does have that effect of the 3-dimension. Loving the way this is turning out. Alright, why don't we get into our terrain and set those corners up on the outer perimeter of the main terrain blocks to give it some texture, so that when you're looking at it from down the street or whatever, it's not just this flat line. Is the road actually an issue? Alright, I think if we just back it out and do it in reverse. I think we'll be okay. So let's place that there. Let's go ahead and theme it now. Funny how that works, huh? give this a whole different appearance, hopefully. What's up, Marcel? How you doing, man? Glad you could join us. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Try to mix it up a little bit so we have something that everyone likes, and I like all of it, so from that aspect it works out pretty well. Yeah, I like that so much better. Now you see some stuff going on in the background. It doesn't look like it just dead ends it in nowhere. No, thank you. Alright, before I do anything silly, how about we save this? Then maybe start doing some logic. I always find it amazing when I think about doing a build and think, oh, this one's going to be easy, man. We're just going to drop some blocks in and add a little texture and go and be good to go. And then you start doing the build and you flesh it out more and more, and it just takes longer than you expected, but time flies because you're enjoying it. Thank you again, Marcel. Glad you're enjoying it. I presume you have Disney 3.0? Okay, let's see where... Oh, I forgot about that. I was supposed to finish this up, wasn't I? How's my memory? Oh yeah, we got plenty of memory. Maybe we'll just curve it right there rather than go the whole length. Well, thank you again. If you're on the PlayStation Network, feel free to look us up. We've got a community page called Infinity Ever After, and pretty much everyone there joined up right after the servers went down because it's a group of people that are committed to continue playing the game even though the servers no longer work, which is sad, but it is what it is. They ain't gonna ruin our fun. I still say that this is probably one of the best games ever created, just because of the diversity in what you can do with it and the audience that it reaches. And the creativity, limitless. pretty. The community page is called Infinity Ever After. So instead of Happily Ever After, it's Infinity Ever After. Yeah, I thought that one up. Alright, I do want to drop a few other buildings in general back here. Even though players won't be getting into this section, they'll be able to see through all these alleyways and stuff, and I don't want to be empty land with nothing going on, because that would just be silly. Almost as silly as that door that's like 20 feet up in the air. Oh, thanks, man. I don't know about ever. I've built some other ones that I think I like a little bit better, but I am happy with the way this is turning out, I'll say that. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. I'm not doing anything too extraordinary with it. Still taking a little longer than I expected originally, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, I need to get me some of these. You know what? I don't even know what I have in the way of sparks. I haven't paid attention to that in a long time. I'm trying to figure out where you're even seeing that, because I don't even know where it's at. But yeah, I haven't. Everything's pretty much purchased for the most part, so there's not a whole lot left to spend anything on. Therefore, it just kind of accumulates. I know, right, Mark? It's like a lot of the games, even Last of Us, when I look at all the money I've got sitting in that account thing, and it's like, man, I would have killed for that when I started playing the game. Now I got nothing to spend it on. Oop, wrong way. That's going to be good enough. I just got to put some tops on there. I am glad I didn't go another level, because I was thinking about going a third level. That's what I like about the maps on... what do we got here? Killing Floor 2 maps is there. You just keep going up another flight of stairs and there's another whole section of map with a whole new theme going on to it. What I am building, Marcel, is basically kind of a hybrid of based on the maps from a game called Killing Floor 2, which is, I think, still a free game on the, let me get out of this a minute, on the PlayStation Network, and they just have some really cool maps in that game that I like. So I'm taking a little bit from a couple of different ones to put it in here to create this one. And then I'll be throwing some logic in where a bunch of enemies are coming after you, and then once you clear a few rounds, then you get the boss battle. Poof. Once we drop some smoke in here and have some effects going on, it's going to really bring it all to life. Still haven't put any music in yet. Kazuma! Yeah, I'll tell you what though, Kazuma, here's my thing. Little Big Planet, I started getting into, or I started playing it, I never got into it. Started playing it, so I can't really say firsthand about how the builds in their game compare with the stuff in this. A friend of mine did get into it a little bit more, and she said it just wasn't up to par with this, in her opinion. So that's why I think I didn't really pursue it too much. I still have it. One of these days I may open it up again and mess with it some more. But what I love about this, first off, you can get this game for next to nothing now. Just go on eBay and probably cost you anywhere from $5 to $10 with shipping. But there's so much you can do. Not only can you just build all kinds of neat crap, but then from there you can create games, missions, the whole thing. My favorite, wow, that's a tough one. My favorite seems to change based on different things, whether what movie's out now or what build I'm working on. I don't know that I have a favorite. I'm just using Han because he was handy and I grabbed him and put him on the base. So far as one that I like to play with, jeez. That's a really good question. I never even thought about it. I just kind of bounce them around a little bit. I like all of them for different reasons. I think Rapunzel's fun to play. I think, Time's got some good stuff. Yeah. Spider-Man's pretty fun. But I don't know if I can narrow it down to one and say that's my favorite one. I just like a lot of them. I like Finn from Force Awakens because he's got the greatest blaster. That thing just rattles shots off. Alright, let's see if there's anything else I can possibly do with the downstairs before we start dropping. Oops, a little too much. I may start messing with Little Big Planet again a little bit more to get into it. When I was last playing it, I was just kind of like hurdling stuff and running through maps and stuff. I hadn't actually started building anything per se. See, I know a lot of people are also into oh heck, what's that thing? The other game that's pretty much all building. One of the biggest names, and I can't think of it right now because I'm tired. Mark, help me out. What's that building game that everybody plays? Yep, Spider-Man's definitely cool. Anyway, that other game that I can't think of the name of now, it's got a weird texture to everything. It's kind of pixelated and... Oh, cool. I honestly have no idea. I didn't know there was more than one. Minecraft, thank you. There's my brain working. Minecraft is that game that a lot of people swear by, and I just don't get it. I mean, you can build some kind of cool stuff, I guess, with it, but it doesn't appear that you can do anything with it. And then with this, you build stuff, and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. But I don't know what version of Little Big Planet I've got. It's whatever one was free on the PlayStation Network about 2 months ago. So I'm not sure if that helps, but I know that Elizabeth was playing with some other person during a live stream, so it's able to have friends play along. Alright, what do I want to do first? Do I want to do some enemies, or do I want to do some special effects? I think I'm going to go special effects. I have Little Big Planet 3. Okay, thank you. Mark knows better than I do. Actually, it does sound familiar now that you're mentioning it. Theme effects generator. So we're going to start with our effects generator and some locators. And we're going to go real simple and just do smoke. Oop, did I pass it? I did. So these little locator diamonds are basically, gosh, I'm tired, going to connect to the toy that tells it what effect to generate. And then you can generate that effect throughout the map by placing those locators in that area. And in this case, no, actually we're going to need one more thing, aren't we? We need a trigger button. Trigger. We'll just go with this guy for now. It'll probably end up being a trigger box at the end. When it's pressed, we would like that to play loot, smoke, and large area smoke. So now what I'm going to do real quick is blind myself. Now, I've got to try and find these little dudes and relocate them to different spots in the map where I want them to be. So this is also going to help with some of those, wide open areas that you can kind of see off the edge of the map. This will help fill some of that in. And it'll look a little bit more filled out, like I said, when you look back in those sections there. I think I may end up doing... Let me see, how far away am I from... Okay, I want to make sure this isn't bleeding into the underground part. I may end up doing some smoke underground as well, but it'll be below the surface so that it just barely comes up. Whereas this, I kind of want it to fill the air a little bit more. This is 3 of 5. Maybe I should have made a 6th one. Okay, so now we've got that all going on. You can see some smoke kind of blowing through the background there. Might want to move this one in the back though, because again, you won't be getting that far back in the map once I put the barriers up. I think it'll do much better over here. Let's change that location. Yeah, it's being wasted over here. Just slide it over here more. That gives you a little bit more, yeah, definitely like that better. Wasn't there an alleyway here or something? Yeah, this guy here. That's about as far as you'll be able to get, is right there once I'm done. Little things mean a lot. See, I didn't realize that that was a PS3 release, to be honest with you. I didn't even think about it. I should have. by the fact that it was a third title in a series, it probably would have been out. I'd only heard about it with the Part 3, that whole sock thingy, whatever they call those Muppet-looking things. Like I said, I plan to touch on base on it a little bit more again at some point in the future, just not right now. Alright, so none of the smoke is bleeding through down here, which is good. And I'm still not sure if I want to put smoke in down here or not. I may have it just happen like during a fight scene, if something breaks or something, that'll trigger it to go. So it'll be like the after effect of a battle. But yeah, I'm definitely liking the way this is coming out. Sackboy, that's right. I knew that. Sock puppet, whatever, yeah. I know some kids seem to think that's a scary looking thing, you know? Marcel, are you wreck? I'm not sure. What's wreck? I feel like I'm wrecked. I'm tired. I didn't have nearly enough sleep. What else? Let's put some enemies. Let's do the enemy thing. Actually, I'm going to probably do that down this end somewhere. So I can spread things out a little bit, because there are going to be waves of different enemies. Yeah, that's what we can do back here in this wide open area. I'm thinking 3 waves ought to be good. And then the boss battle on the 4th. Let's see. Enemy. Put it behind it. Be a little easier. Kazama, how do you pronounce that, by the way? Is it Kazama? Kazama? How long are you going to be on this morning? 'Cause I did want to talk to you about something that we discussed in our message earlier. Bam. By the way, guys, Kazama's got a YouTube channel too, does a lot of these gaming things. She's doing a lot of Smite right now. And I've just started watching some of her videos recently, and it's another one of those games that I haven't even one time opened it yet to try it out. It's just, how many can you do at once? And then I made the mistake of starting up Horizon Zero Dawn story again from scratch, just because I am desperately waiting for the DLC now. Alright, so those are 3 enemy waves. Now what I need... how do we do this? If I have a game maker, or challenge maker, that'll start the wave. When the wave is done... No, I don't need that. I can just go straight up. Just give me a start button and we should be good. Normally I would have run a bunch of text and stuff in between, but the text part of this game no longer works, which kind of stinks, and I didn't want to stopwatch. Here's what I want to do. Back out of that for a minute. Give me a randomizer. I like using randomizers because then even I don't know what to expect. Where is my... There you go, randomizer. Oh, let's get out of there. New logic connection. Trigger 1. Generate wave. Trigger 2. We'll generate that wave. Trigger 3. We'll generate that wave. And they'll be each with their own different enemies. But then we need something to record defeats. So I need a counter. Probably gonna be back here. Counter. So our new property, let's go to property. We want 3 because it's 3 waves have to be defeated. The display being visible probably in the beginning just to make sure it's working okay. And we do not want it to reset when the target is reached. When the target is reached. I'm going to say yeah. So now, when the enemy wave is defeated, it will increase by 1. And the same thing here. You want to be sure you're saying the enemy wave, not the enemy. Otherwise, every time you kill an enemy, you'll be going up by 1 and you'll get to 3 pretty quick that way. Wave increment by 1. So basically, any of these 3 waves will spawn randomly. We don't know which one we're going to get. Could get the same one 3 times, theoretically. Hopefully that won't happen. And I'm also going to place the locators in different spots of the map, so therefore you won't know where the enemies are going to pop up on you. Once you've gotten through 3 rounds, however, that will trigger... hold on a minute, we do need something else here, don't we? Let's see. When the count changes, we want to press the button again to start this cycle all over again. But then when the count's finished, it'll go to the boss battle. And for the sake of argument, my favorite playset, Twilight. Star Wars Twilight. I think that was the one I enjoyed the most. Well, honestly, I didn't open up a chat on this one just because I wasn't planning on being on very long, and it was early hours of the morning, so. Well, Mark, are you even around? I mean, are you at work? Or it's hard for me to tell where you're viewing from. Let me drop my boss battle in here before I forget where I was at. And then I still got to figure out where I'm going to have the boss show up. Yeah, there. When the target is reached, which of course is 3, that's when you'll launch the boss. Where did it go? Did I just do something? The boss went bye-bye. I think he means by on and off is sometimes he's able to have access to it, and sometimes he can only watch. Okay, it's going back here somewhere, but there's... Oh, there you are. But I don't see the boss thing. I'm getting rid of that, because something looked really weird about that. Let me try this one more time. Uh-oh. Oof. Had me nervous for a moment there. New logic. When the target of 3 is reached. Turn. I did it again. Made it disappear. Alright, I'm going to try something totally different then. Because I just feel like that's not going to work properly if I leave it like that. Let's see, button. Drop that down there. Now then. New logic. When the target is reached, it'll press this button. And then this button, when it is pressed, and again it disappeared. How strange. Maybe if I set up the properties first, although I shouldn't have to, because I mean, it could have been Darth Vader. It's not going to be, but it could have been. It's actually going to be Venom for this one. Well, I don't know why that piece is disappearing on me, but for the moment we're just going to leave it as is. Let me come back here and start setting these enemy waves up. And we want to go to the configuration. So I'm going to try and keep in theme with the killing floor. And they've got some pretty tough, ugly hombres. So it'll be 10 per round. How's that? Oop, I forgot my properties. Generate at the locators, yes. No countdown, no delay. And that's that. Alright, first one's done. Next one. And depending how this turns out, I may end up adding a few more enemies to the battle. Those rebukers are usually pretty tough to deal with, so. Now that I forgot to do my properties again, I gotta go back. I'm trying to remember if I used one of these guys, I don't remember which one though. Let me go with him. Did it again, didn't I? Yep. Properties are random locator, no delay. So before I move all these things around, I think what I'm going to do is just going to put it into motion and make sure everything is working properly. Let me drop this. Drop this. And that will eventually get started by a trigger box that I'll probably add in the next build. So I'm just going to do a test of this right now and see how the logic works and if my enemy or my boss spawns in or not. No, you're not talking too much. That's the whole thing about a live stream. You want to have people chatting on it. You know what? Honestly, I don't know how many I've made. I made a lot more than I thought I made as I started. How many, Mark, you'll probably know the answer off the top of your head. How many toy boxes are you allowed to save? Was it 100? So I have 100. Of those 100, I probably made at least, oh gosh, at least 50. I'd say at least half of them are mine. Some better than others. Alright, so now, if everything works properly, and it is not. This is the fun part, figuring out what's wrong. Oh, I already know. That was an easy one. When it's pressed, I forgot to tell it to roll the dice. Alright. Now let's try it. Bingo. Alright, so the first group here came out.
Okay, now how about you get out of here?
Oh, I'm going to keep the battle backstage so I don't ruin any of my set pieces. Oh no, you did not? That's what happens. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting my butt kicked with no health to be found. Oh
I don't
no.
want to go through that again.
Oh, oh, oh! Ha ha! Now can I get some health? I gotta be careful around that button though, I don't want to launch it again.
Wasn't very nice.
Took up just about all my specials. Alright, so now it should make the count go up by 1, which should then trigger the button and start the whole process again, and that doesn't seem to be happening. Yeah, I'm going to let Mark handle the math questions. Why did it not? By the way, didn't I have this thing supposed to show up on the screen? Let's go this way. Counter. Wave defeated. Increment by 1. Okay, so that should have done that part. Target is 3, visible is on, although I didn't see it. Start reset count to 0. Let me move this button over here just in case it's somehow getting thumped, and maybe oopsie.
Don't think of trying that again.
I'm out of specials. Sacre bleu! I got nothing. Jeez Louise. No health, really? Now y'all just pissing me off. There you go. Don't hit the button. Alright, so it's showing 2. Okay, that time it worked.
I'm not gonna mess around.
Uh-oh. Missed me. Okay, you didn't miss me that time. Oh.
I hope you've learned your lesson.
Run, Forrest, run. Doesn't he have like a grenade or something he throws? Damn.
Okay.
Wow.
Here we go.
There it goes. Alright, so it is working. I'm not sure what happened the first round. Maybe it was a one-time issue. Now, where's my enemy? Come here, ugly.
Hey.
Oh, nice. No, 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 no. I can't see through the smoke.
Really?
Really. And that's the way it happens. Might run through it one more time on the next build just to make sure, because it seemed like something didn't quite work right with this batch. Even though it's all set up the same, there's no delay. But once it actually got moving, it seemed like it worked okay. And most importantly, the boss did come in, so. Alright, let's see what I'm missing here in conversation. Alright, my favorite person in Star Wars. Tough one there. So far as Disney Infinity is concerned, like characters that made it to the game, I'd say Rey is probably my favorite character. Alright, well, I am absolutely happy with the way this is turning out right now. It's almost done. I'm going to run another test to make sure all those enemies appear properly. And then I've got to figure out what I want to do with Venom, like where I need him to appear for the final battle. And then figure out how to get him there, because I don't have an open spot big enough to, like, put it down at, so I need to transport them to the spot, and that's a little trickier. There's a way to do that with finishing pads, but last time I tried it didn't work so well. I don't know, I do have a pretty decent spot back here. Maybe I can fit it back here. Well, before I save it one last time, let me see if I can relocate my boss. Boss, are you here? Oh, that moved a lot faster than I thought it was going to. What I think I can just as soon do is bring this down as low as it'll get without colliding. And that should be okay, because the bosses can usually withstand a pretty good fall. Or maybe I can get a little lower here. At least for now, that's where I'll put it. That may change. Like I said, there should be a way that I could drop him onto one of the runner-up pads, you know, first, second, third, fourth place, and then transport him to a locator. And I've done it once before, and it was so long ago I don't remember, and then I tried it a little bit more recently and had some trouble with it, so. But I'm happy. I've got everything pretty much in place, and a ton of memory still left, which means it should run smoothly, and I can still do a little bit extra if I want to. And let me just go ahead and pull this out. Put all the logic together. Always hit the wrong button on there for some reason. Voila. All right. And save. You don't have enough space for Until Dawn? I thought you got a bigger terabyte than I did. Didn't you get a 4? Well, Marcel, if you're on the PlayStation 4, you can add me as a friend, and we do some share plays where you'd actually be able to play this toy box once it's done. And you can add me out by going to the friend search and old school WWF, all one word. All right. I may throw some random items in where if you collect them, it gives you some health back. I'm looking forward to seeing this thing done with everything. Enemies all generating underneath, above. Mixing it up a little bit. And I still have to put in my barrier blocks. That'll probably be the last thing I do. Oh, sarcasm. I was going to say, man, how'd you fill up 4 terabytes? Yeah, Until Dawn, that's that's like a baby one, isn't it? Like 20 gigs maybe? Yeah, hands down, I love SharePlay. I keep saying I'm going to do another walkthrough. Oh, snap! I didn't know those things break. Well, look at that. Good thing I saved it already. Well, that doesn't. I feel like I need to put some tables or something down there. Or that newsstand. Where's that newsstand setting? Is that in the interiors? Probably is. That's what I definitely need, is the newsstand though. Alright. This is good. You know what? I've never made a mansion, I gotta be honest. Might be able to do that in a future play. I've also never done one of those big tree houses with all the tree pieces they have, and I've wanted to because they're kind of cool, and they got these little trap doors and hidden doors that open up, and I thought we could do something with that. Just haven't gotten around to it, so. Alright, well that is going to wrap it up for today. I want to thank everyone who's joined the stream, hung out, chatted a little bit. Makes it more entertaining for me and everybody else. And once again, just a reminder, you can join us on the PlayStation Network. Go to the community section and do a search for Infinity Ever After. And that is where all the people hang out that still play this game even after the servers have gone down. It's old school reminding you, Disney Infinity, it is the only game where the only limitation is your imagination. Y'all take care now. See you next time. Peace.